He is one of the most decorated American male skaters of all time, and now he has taken his competitive fire to the kitchen with his new cookbook, What Would Brian Boitano Make?
And today, Brian is here to show us some of his best-kept secrets. Too bad it's not smell-o-vision, because this does smell
It does smell good in here.
And these are some of my favorite recipes of all time. They're easily accessible ingredients, not too many steps. So it's very simple, but it's delicious and it's impressive to friends as well.
Okay, but first of all, I mean, gold medalist, right? You've been to 3 Olympics.
Yeah.
You've won, 50 titles in your lifetime. How did you go from the rink to the kitchen? I mean, what got you interested in this?
I've always been interested in food. In fact, I found my first recipe that I made at 12 years old for barbecue sauce, and I redid it.
You made your own
yeah,
barbecue sauce
I
at
did it on
12.
I did it on a website.
What
just
an
recently.
underachiever,
It was
right?
Like, it was crazy because I've just always been interested in food. I've always wanted to eat. I was always on such a restricted diet
Right.
that I always dreamed of what I was going to eat and what I was going to make. So I just put them all down in notebooks, and now these are all my favorite recipes from my notebooks.
And the first thing you're going to show us today is
this is
sea bass.
Sea bass with roasted cauliflower puree. This is so simple. I know you said that you like to keep it simple.
Yes, 'cause
This
I'm not
is
very
going to
good in the
be
kitchen.
your go-to. You want to help me with this?
Absolutely. What can I do?
Okay, so this is simply cauliflower apples,
Okay.
vegetable stock, olive oil, salt, and pepper.
Okay.
And I've roasted that in the oven, and you just pop it into the food
Little
processor.
food processor, okay.
And this is a great substitute for potatoes. I serve this at charity events and stuff like that, and people are like, "Oh, I can't eat it. It's potatoes." And I'm like,
Right.
"No, it's cauliflower. It has no calories.
So no
It's
carbs in there?
No carbs. Here, I'll do that.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah, 'cause
And does
I-
it taste a little bit
Safety
like
first.
mashed
You know what?
potatoes?
The funny thing is, people, when you serve it, and I'll show you how I played it.
Because that's what it looks a little bit like.
It does, and
mashed
people will
potatoes.
think it's mashed potatoes, but the taste is so flavorful. So you can do this to any chunkiness that you want.
Look at that.
Yeah, I like it more rustic and chunky. Like I would serve it like that, But if you want it to look more like mashed potatoes,
Looks kind
then
of like grits right now.
yeah, it does. But see, it ends up looking like this. And this
Wow, that's
looks
good.
like potatoes.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that I like about entertaining with this is I make it in advance. I can make it in the morning or the day before, and then I just reheat it on a double boiler because I think entertaining is about simplicity, right?
It's about being
Absolutely.
available
Yeah.
to actually be part of the party rather than in the kitchen cooking the whole time.
Absolutely, because it's so important that you are able to not be nervous about entertaining,
Right.
and it's so important to be.
fun.
And what do we do with the sea bass? How do we prep it?
So what we do is this is seared sea bass. So in hot oil, I sear it on one side. I flip it over, I pop it in the oven to finish cooking, and I baste it with a little bit of butter.
Oh,
and
so you
that's
finish it in the oven.
Yeah, I finish it in the oven.
This
that
is
helps
just
it
to get the
bake through.
crunchy.
Absolutely,
little outer
absolutely.
shell.
And so, and it's just really simple to do. So what I do is to plate it is I put it on top here, and then I have a beurre blanc sauce. Now this is
A
really
what
simple.
sauce?
It's a beurre blanc
Beurre
sauce.
blanc?
Butter,
Sounds fancy.
Yeah.
butter and white wine.
Oh, that's easy.
And so this
easy.
it's a leek beurre blanc sauce. So I just
Okay.
cut up the leeks and I saute them in a little oil, and then I add the wine and the vegetable stock, let it cook down, add a little butter at the end, and this is how I top it. It's so
It's so
simple. I
good.
mean,
It's-
isn't this
Not
something
only
that
is
you
it
would do?
simple, it looks very healthy.
It is very healthy. And the recipes in the book lean toward the healthy. I always make exceptions, and I'm going to make you guys an exception in
just
the
a
next
minute, yeah,
segment.
that'll be our second thing.
But this is it. And then I just plate it like that.
Plate it
and
like that. Put a little bit of
is-
salad with it.
Absolutely. This takes such little time. It's healthy, it's fresh, and very few steps involved.
How long do we
like
bake
the sea
just out of curiosity? How long do we bake the sea bass after we've seared it on each side?
Sears it
in
on
the
each
oven?
side. It's about 8 minutes.
About 8
to
minutes
10
in the oven,
minutes.
so it
Yeah.
makes it quick.
Yeah, it's
All right.
really quick.
All right, this looks delicious.
All right.
Brian,
This is
Brian is going to
foolproof.
show us another great dish, which we're going to put on our website at bettertv.com. And of course, you can always pick up a copy of his book, What Would Brian Boitano Make? What would he make?